Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maggie and this is Maggie Budgets and Plans, and I am on a journey to becoming an independent business owner as a nail technician. In today's video, we are going to dive back into my process that I'm going through to figure out how to be independent as a nail tech. In today's video, I want to go ahead and walk you through one of my planner spreads that I put together for my business basics, and then also my sample price list that I've come up with. And then I want to take my sample price list, look through all the services I've done so far in January, and figure out if my sample prices actually create an income that is affordable for me and covers my expenses both personally and professionally. So if any of those things are interesting to you guys, go ahead and stick around. Or maybe just stay for Miss Nova since she's being right here. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. I'm excited to dive into another business video. Well, excited and a little nervous. I wasn't sure I wanted to make this video. I knew I wanted to go through this process of going through my sample pricing and then looking at an actual month's worth of work to see if those prices are affordable. And part of me was a little worried that I'm putting too much information out there. I'm oversharing. But at the same time, I've been really struggling to find anybody talking about how they figure out pricing as a nail technician. I've been looking on TikTok, Reels, YouTube, and I'm not finding a lot of information about it. So I figured I'll share with you guys how I'm looking at things, what I'm thinking about, and yeah, if it helps somebody else, well, that would actually kind of be the best thing ever. So let's go ahead and dig in. We're going to start by going all the way to the back to these kind of extra pages I've got going. And we're going to look over what I've put together in my business basics spread, which I tried to make a little cute and fancier. I haven't done a aesthetic planner spread in quite a while. I tend to do very functional planning, but I keep buying these sticker books. I figured I might as well start using them. But here is my business basics page. We've got kind of my start here area, and this was blank for a while, but I decided on a business name. My business is going to be called Maggie's Nail Magic. And then we've got my master, my most important to-do list to determine what type of business, a sole proprietor or an LLC, to get my employment identification number from the IRS, to set up a business bank account, and then to establish my liability insurance. Then down here we have the next three important things: determining a logo, setting up a website, and getting business cards made. And then over here we've got the three payment processors. I've narrowed it down to Square, Vagaro, and Gloss Genius. Whichever I decide upon, I'll write it here, so it'll be the same blue as this, so it's nice and bright and vibrant. And then down here, we have some notes about the research I've done into the two ones I'm mostly deciding between now, which is Vagaro and Square. And I still haven't decided. I know there's probably not a right answer or a wrong answer, but I keep feeling like there is. So I'm a little unsure at the moment which of these I need to go with, but I will figure it out. So this is kind of my little quick business basics overview page. And then this next page is my sample price list. So let's go ahead and go through this. So I work at a higher end nail salon, kind of more of a nail boutique. We do a lot of custom art appointments. I do a lot of custom art as well as one color services. So our prices reflect that. And I want to lower the prices a little bit, specifically for one color services, to make entry to people seeing me to be a little bit more affordable. I hear from a lot of clients that their friends and families would love to come see me, but that I'm just outside of their price range. So I kind of want to take that into account with the sample price list. So on this page, on this side of the page, we have the prices as they are currently at the salon that I work at. This column here is my prospective sample prices, and then this here is an assumption of a 15% tip, because that is an important part of my income is my tip. And averaging out, most people tip around, well, most people tip closer to 20%, but I wanted to underestimate, not overestimate, so I went with the 15. So my basic service list that I'm looking at currently are no polish services. So doing a manicure or a pedicure in which I get to go through and I file and shape and buff the nail, take care of the cuticle, the skin around your nail, on your feet, take care of any calluses or roughness you might have, but you don't want any polish, which is totally fine. A lot of places will call this a man's pedicure or a man's manicure. I do not want them to be gendered at all for me, because any person, regardless of their gender, can just choose not to have polish, but I still want them to feel like they can come to me for their nail and skin health. So those are those two services. And then we've got classic polish. So, you know, what you'd think of as your regular nail polish. Those services. Then we've got, I kind of forgot, gel polish services are down here. And then we've got biosculpture gel. So I mostly do hard gel manicures. I don't do any acrylics. Don't currently have any acrylic clients. Instead, I do hard gel manicures, or structured manicures is also what they're called. And the brand that I use is called Biosculpture Gel. So this is an overlay. So if you come to me with bare nails and you just need the new structure put on, and the reason you'd want a hard gel manicure as opposed to a regular gel manicure is it can help maintain more length and durability on your nails. So like the product I have on my nails right now is the Biosculpture Gel. It is how I can maintain this longer natural length. My natural nails are very, very brittle and will break very easily, but these are very strong because of that extra reinforcement from the hard gel. And I prefer working with this product because it's gentler on the natural nail. My focus and priority is on natural nail health. I don't want to constantly glue plastic tips and then put extensions onto a client's nail. I'd rather them slowly grow out their natural nail to be its healthiest, best form. And those are the products I use, emphasize and support that natural nail health goal. So we've got the overlay on bare nails. Then we've got the cost for a one color fill. Generally, my clients come to me for fills every 3 to 4 weeks. We do have an extension service that we can offer. So if people do want the Biosculpture Gel, the hard gel, but they do want extensions, that is a service that I will offer. Most of the time nowadays you see them referred to as like Gel-X extensions. Gel-X is a brand, but that style of extension I offer. And then we've got my gel polish services down here. So this is my prospective price list, which is cheaper than the current salon prices. And I'm worried I went a little too cheap. So that's what I got to figure out. And the way I want to do that is by looking through the last month of services. So let me take this out. You can see my next little list of things I got to deal with back there, but we'll look at that in a future video. And then I want to come to January, and I actually want to pull out this January calendar because I hadn't figured out what to do with it yet. But what I want to do now is I want to use this to write down these numbers as we come up with them. So what I want to do, and I really hope you guys can see this. I just filmed another video and realized as I was editing that you couldn't really see the bottom page of my calendar. So I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to avoid doing that again. So here, let's start by looking at the first day in January that I saw clients, which was the 2nd. And that day I had one gel pedicure. And for those of you who haven't seen this before, I figure I should probably show you what this is. This is my calendar, my layout for the overview of the services I did that week. So these here, this tells me the total number of service sales for that day and then my total tips for the day, card tips, because I don't remember my cash tips from back at the beginning of the month. So that's what those numbers are. And then this is all color coded for the type of service. And then anybody who has a star next to their name is someone who I consider to be a regular to me, my personal regular. And then over here, we have the total summary. So we have the total number of sales and then the total number of tips, client services, how many biosculpture services I did, how many manicures, how many pedicures, how many repairs, how many one color services, accent nail, custom art, and then my average service cost, my rebook percentage, and then the number of regulars that I saw. So that's what this all is. And then if I go ahead and come back to my prospective price list. So this was a gel pedicure, one color, and some of these services were custom art or accent nail services. I'm going to assume everything is one color just to make the math easiest. Also because I don't yet know exactly how I want to price custom art services. I'm still figuring out that part of everything. So on the 1st or the 2nd, because I didn't see anybody on the 1st, on the 2nd, hi baby girl, I did one gel pedicure, which would now be $60 with my new pricing that I'm looking at. And then on Wednesday, the 3rd, I did 2 biosculpture fills, which are $65 each. So let me get this. 65 times 2 is 130. So Wednesday would be 130. Let me come through and write some dollar signs real quick. All right, so Thursday I did a gel pedi, which was what, 60, plus a gel manicure, which is 45, plus a gel manicure, 45, plus a biofill for 65, equals 215. Then Friday is a gel pedi at 60, another one at 60, and then a bio overlay, so a fresh set of nails at 55, and another bio overlay at 55. So that's 230 for Friday. And then Saturday, we had a biofill for 65, a gel pedi for 60, biofill for 65, biofill for 65, and a nail repair, which for this exercise, I'm not going to calculate. So that was 255. Which brings my total for this week. And we'll go ahead and put the totals. Where do I want to do that? I guess we'll put the totals in the Sunday column. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, so I had 60 plus 130 plus 215 plus 230 plus 255 equals 890. Okay, so let's actually do this way. I'm going to label this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to label it by week. So we'll put here, we'll go week 1 was $890 for the service costs. And then if we figure out and we do tip of 15% plus 15%. Oh, no. Maybe that was actually what I wanted. So they got that at $1,023.50. So if I do that minus $899 equals a tip of $124. So $124.50 for the tip that week. Okay, perfect. So now let's go ahead and look at week 2. So for week 2, trying to figure out, I don't have a lot of working space, you guys. It's very tight, and I'm just really hoping everything is in frame for you so that you're not just staring off into space. Okay, so next we've got, I didn't see anybody Sunday. I did see 2 people Monday. So we had a gel manicure, which is 45, and a biofill at 65. So that's 110 for this Monday. And then we've got here for Tuesday, we've got a biofill, a regular pedi. Oh, that's a gel pedi. So 65 for the regular bio. Classic pedi is 50. Biofill is 65. Biofill 65 equals $245 for that day. Wednesday would have been 65 because there's just one biofill on that Wednesday. Let's look at the rest of that week. Alrighty, so for the rest of the week, we've got a bio overlay, which was 55, biofill of 65, biofill 65, biofill 65. So this day is 250. Let me put that right there so that I can see it better. There we go. Okay, so for Friday, we've got a biofill at 65, a gel pedi at 60, a gel pedi at 60, a regular manicure of 40, and then a biofill of 65. So $290 for that day. And then for that Saturday, we've got a gel pedi is 60 plus 60 plus 45 for a gel manicure plus 55 for a biosculpture overlay equals $220 for that Saturday. So in total for week 2, we have got 110 plus 245 plus 65 plus 250 plus 290 plus 220 equals $1,180. And then if we do plus 15%, so that gets us to $1,357. I'm going to subtract the $1,180 to find out exactly what that 15% in. 15% was $177. Alrighty, week 3. Okay, let's get this switched over. Week 3, we had, let's do this here. We had a gel pedi of 60, a bio overlay, which is 55, a gel manicure, which is 45, and a gel manicure at 45 equals 205. And that'll be a Tuesday. Okay. And then the 17th, yeah, the salon is closed Sunday and Mondays. Those are my weekend days. I do occasionally see clients on Sunday and Mondays, depending on kind of scheduling. Yes. So Wednesday the 17th, I had one classic manicure. So that is $40. This is very interesting though to see all of this laid out over the course of a month, because I'm just looking at my Wednesdays and I'm like, I don't make a lot of money on Wednesdays, which makes sense because I'm only at the salon for a half day since I'm at the law firm in the morning on Wednesdays. And I've been thinking about just not working at the salon on Wednesdays at all, just taking that day to just work in the morning and then have the afternoon off. And I'm honestly leaning even more towards it now looking at these numbers. So Thursday the 18th though, I started with a classic pedicure, which is 50, a biofill at 65, a gel pedi at 60, and a bio overlay at 55. So that's $230 on the 18th. Now on the 19th, we had a biofill of 65, another one, a gel pedi, a gel mani, and another bio overlay. So that's $290. And then for the Saturday, we've got 65, 45, 65, 60. All right, so that's $235 for that Saturday. So now in total for week 3, we had 205 plus 40 plus 230 plus 290. Nope. Let's start that again. So it's 205 plus 40 plus 230 plus 290 plus 235 equals, $1,000 even. And then if we go plus 15%, yep, that's what I thought, it should be 150. I can do some basic percentile math in my head. Very, very basic one. All right, so 150 there, and then we've got week 4. This past week. So yeah, this is gonna be the first time you guys are seeing what my week ended up being, let me move this out of the way. And I'll go ahead and get this added into next week's calendar, since this is the focus. Okay, perfect. So there we go. So yeah, this is what my week ended up looking like this past week. And I did see, today is the 28th as I'm filming this, and I did see 2 clients at the salon today. All right. But just to go over these numbers since you haven't seen them before, total sales at the salon was $1,244. And to be clear, this isn't my income. I get 50% of this minus some fees that are taken out before this is divided between me and the salon. This is my commission rate. And then my tips were $236 on cards. And I forgot to add up my tips for cash. That was 40, 55, 67 was my cash tips this past week. I saw 20 clients, had 21 services. 10 of those were biosculpture services, 5 manicures, 4 pedicures, 3 repairs, 10 one-color services, 2 accent nails, 3 custom art services, and 4 regular polish services. Those were all pedicures. My average service cost was $62.20. 80% of the people I saw rebooked with me, and then 10 of the 20 clients I saw were regulars. So, yes, there we go. And some of these people are clients who have the potential to be regulars but aren't yet. Like this client here, I've seen her the last 2 times they've come into the salon, but I don't really consider someone my regular until I've seen them 3 times in a row and they book the 4th appointment with me. Like that to me means like, okay, we've gone through 3 months together, because generally I see people every 3 to 4 weeks, so once a month. And at that point I'm like, okay, I can call you a regular, but as of right now, not a regular. Same with this client here. They're a potential regular, not one as of yet, which is one of the reasons why this regular count total is lower than it has been in previous weeks. Anyways, there's a tangent, but let's look at the first day of this week, which I didn't see anybody Tuesday or Sunday, Monday this week. No, I did see a clients on Tuesday. So Tuesday is a gel manicure, so that's 45. Regular pedi is now 50. Gel manicure 45, and a biofill for 65. So that's 205. And these prices that I'm saying out loud again are not the current salon prices. These are my proposed prices. So this is actually less than what the salon currently charges for these services. So for example, Tuesday, the salon revenue was $241, and I'm looking at 205 is what I'm leaning towards going to. Yes, okay. So on the 24th, I had a repair, which I'm not including in this, and a biofill. This biofill was custom art, which is why that number is so much higher, but I'm gonna just assume everything is one color to make this math easy. So this is just 65 for that Wednesday. And then let's look at Thursday. Thursday, I had a regular pedicure, although actually that was a pedicure without polish. So let's go ahead and mark that at the new regular or pedicure without polish. So that was 45, a new bio overlay at 55, and a biofill at 65. So that's 165. Gel mani is 45. Regular pedi is 50 over here. Biofill of 65, biofill of 65 equals $225. And then we have Saturday is biofill. Kids gel manicure. I don't have a price for that. Let's go ahead and do it at the cleanup, the like no polish manicure price. Let's just do that for today. A gel manicure at 45, a biofill at 65, a no polish pedi at $45, and then that's a repair, which I'm not calculating right now. So that's $255. And then I am gonna go ahead and include this Sunday because I include Sundays in this week, even though this calendar does it with a Sunday start, which is a little interesting because this is all from the same planner. And the fact that on the calendar, it's a Sunday start, but in the weekly page, it's a Monday start is a little weird, but that's okay. So this is it's one bio overlay and one fill at 120. Okay, perfect. So the total for week 4, including this Sunday, so we've got 205 plus 120 plus 65 plus 165 plus 225 plus 255 equals $1,035. And then we're going to add the 15%, subtract the 1,035 to get the actual tip, which is $155.25. Okay. So why this is important to me, let me put these pages aside really quickly and we can go ahead and look at this all a little more closely. Oh, sorry, just knocking things around over here. So let's put some notes in these little side columns here. So here is what I'm thinking. Let's do this. So if we do the total for week 1, including tips, an assumed tip of 15% was $899 plus $124.50 equals $1,023.50. I want to, in the beginning, try to pay myself $600 a week. That is less than I have been making on average in my paycheck at the salon, but it's like the low end. My paychecks lately have been averaging around $1,400, but for a long time, $1,600 was my average paycheck at the salon, or not 16, sorry, $1,200 was my average paycheck at the salon, and that comes every 2 weeks. So $600, I've lived off of $600 a week before. And I think that that sounds like a reasonable starting point as I figure out how the money flows in the business. So if I assume $600 a week in payroll, this first week I would have had $423.50 left over in the business. Let's go ahead and look at the next week. So week 2 for the total revenue would have been $1,180 plus tip of let's do this right. 1,180 plus the tip of 177 equals $1,357. Again, subtracting that $600 for payroll would have left the business with $757. Next, hi, miss. We had $1,000 in revenue plus the tip of $150 minus that $600. Okay, so wait, I forgot to write down 1,150 for the total revenue minus $600 for payroll leaves the business with $550. And the $600 I want to pay myself in payroll every week is after taxes. So $600 after taxes. So I'll have to figure out the math to figure out how much needs to be set aside for taxes, assuming that amount. But yes. All right, so then for week 4, our total revenue would have been $1,035 plus the tip of $155.25 equals $1,190.25 minus $600 for payroll equals $590.25. So this looks good because I wanted to try and make sure that I had at least $300 available left over every week in the business. And that $300 I got was from calculating out my rent and dividing it by 4 and then adding in some extra. So the space that I'm renting is going to be $800 a month. There's going to be an extra $100 a month for a pedicure chair. So that's, $200 a week plus $25 a week for the pedi chair. So $225 a week for the pedicure, for the space. And then looking at an additional, and then thinking, okay, if I round it up to 300, that leaves me with $75 to put towards getting, replacement tools and equipment and polishes and disposable items, files, buffers, chemicals, all of that stuff. So that's kind of where I got 300 as a minimum, ideally more than that, but $300 as a minimum every week. So every week in this month, I would have hit that $300, a minimum of $300 left over in the business after my payroll, which feels really good. It feels like these numbers I've come up with for proposed, the sample price list feels like obtainable to me. It feels doable if I have the same number of people coming in. That's the thing. If I pull out my calendar again so that you guys can see it, this is where stuff makes me nervous about committing to doing this, is if I look at the number of regulars I saw. So if I go back to the first week of January, I saw 8 regulars. The second week of January, I saw, it was 8 regulars out of how many services? Out of 15 clients that I saw that week, 8 of them were regulars. The second week of January, out of the 18 clients I saw that week, 13 of them were regulars. Out of the third week of January, of the 16 clients I saw, 11 were regulars. And then the fourth week of January, of the 20 clients I saw, 10 of them were regulars. So quite a few of those people are people who have the potential to become regulars, but they're not people I consider at this point are guaranteed to follow me into my private business, into my independent business. The people who I'm deeming as regulars are the people who I know will come with me. And right now, the rest of my book are being filled out by people coming to the salon, but that's going to be changing. I'm going to have to get them in the door. And that's the part of this that makes me really nervous and apprehensive. Also, part of the reason I want to lower the prices is to make it easier to get new people in the door, to make one color services more affordable to people so that way it's easier for them to come see me. So yeah, this is quite nerve-wracking. I think the sample price list I came up with feels pretty good considering the area of town I'm in, the type of clientele that the salon has, and the prices my clients are used to paying. Like, it will be cheaper for them across the board, which I think will be really good. And it'll be a nice appeal to people who are unsure about going with a private tech, because some people are. They'll be like, oh, Maggie's a little cheaper and I already like her, so like maybe we'll give it a try. So that was really good information, and I'm so happy I did this exercise to like go through and see kind of what these numbers look like. It's also really nice to just see this over the course of the entire month, and it does kind of reaffirm for me that I think I can give up my Wednesdays at the salon and just see clients Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, which would be really nice because right now Sunday is my only full day off of the week. I work at the law firm on Monday, for about a half day, and then I work at the law firm Wednesday for a half day, and then go to the salon for a half day for the rest of Wednesday. So to have back some weekday time to like get errands done, to have doctor's appointments and stuff would be so nice. So yeah, seeing all of this stuff laid out this way has been really helpful. So I'm happy I did it. I'm still so nervous, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm still so freaking nervous about doing this. I know that it's definitely the right thing for me to do, but it is just so nerve-wracking. And I know it's going to be a lot of trial and error. And I'm ready for that, but it's also really freaking me out. Oh, I'm just going to keep saying that. Excited and nervous and apprehensive and ecstatic and all of those things all at once. That's where I'm at right now. But I hope this was helpful to somebody out there, or interesting. If not helpful, at least it was interesting to somebody. Yeah, I'm going to put back this last page. And yeah, probably edit a couple YouTube videos, go to bed. I hope you guys have had an amazing day. And yeah, I don't know what's up for this week on the channel. Videos. There will be videos on the channel this week. And thank you to anybody who's watched through all of this. Thank you so much to everybody who has been liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. I really, really, really appreciate you guys' support. And I will talk to you guys again soon. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.